We begin. We're going to start this morning's practice on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana, which is essentially a butterfly position. Laying down, the soles of the feet anchored together. Yep. Perfect, Marlene, yin. Soles of the feet come together, the knees come apart, and you lay down on your backs. That's how you're going to begin, and why everyone kind of wrestles with their position and their mats and their Wi-Fi and their dogs and their children. You can just take a couple soothing breaths for yourself. I'm wearing my Good Karma t-shirt, sweatshirt today, bringing good karma to you all. And so as you come into your mat and you settle into the practice, inhalation is through the nose and exhalation is also through the nose. Breathe deep through the back of your throat. Anchor the soles of the feet together and allow yourself to let go, if that's possible. I mean, we practice yoga so we can let go. Turn the palms open, close your eyes for a moment. And if you can, visualize your breath moving through your body. And when I say that, if it's hard for you to visualize your breath, you could think of a stream, you could think of the rain, you could think of anything that kind of moves energy through your body today. Let the inner thighs drop open a little more. Good. And then seal your lips and just make that breath audible for you. You could feel it, you could hear it. It could be as powerful as you need it to be for this morning's practice. So isometric core work is how I like to move ourselves. I want you to focus on your lower back, really pressing down into the mat. Keep your feet like this, the shape of your legs like this. Take your hands behind your head. Open your elbows up really wide so the elbows are on the ground and my hands are kind of lifting the back of my head up. So my neck stays super neutral and my gaze, also known as the drishti in the practice, looks to the sky. Now, as you move, keep pressing the feet together, scoop out your belly and pull your upper chest up off the floor, like you're just scooping out your core. Keep pressing the feet together. It's a very little movement. The lower back presses down, the external rotation of your thighs, and a strong scooping out of your belly. And if you notice, you don't lift too much. The shoulder blades lift, the hands stay behind the head so you're not yanking your neck, and just scoop out that belly. And then little tiny pulses up right here for 1, 2, scoop out the belly more, 3, keep pulsing up just like that. Little movements. I'm not going to count because everyone moves different, but try not to yank your head. Keep pressing the feet together, keep a strong external rotation and little tiny movements, just pulling up. Keep going up, scoop out the belly, lower back down. A few more. Scoop out your belly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come in. You're going to wrap your arms around the front of your knees just like this. Draw your eyeballs into your knees the best that you can, like you're continuing that scooping and rounding. Slide your arms alongside your body so you're like a cannonball, just like this. Flex your feet strong. Lower back stays down. Remember, when you work your core, you're not working your necks. You're drawing your navel in. Really reach with your fingertips. Spark up your toes. Hold. Like a big tight ball, you're going to keep reaching your arms forward. The legs are going to extend forward and flex your feet, any angle. If you need to lift higher, that's fine. If they're in line with your hips, that's cool. Hug in, draw the knees in, round it a little tighter, a little closer. You should feel something. Extend out, flex your feet, really fire up the sides of your triceps. Hug in. Extend out, just like this. The slower we move, the more we feel. Hug in, a little tighter, like a tight ball. Round in, extend out. One more, hug in. Exhale, extend out. Hug the knees in, slide the palms flat to the ground. Press yourself up to a supported Navasana. It looks like this. If it wasn't so pretty, it's okay. Hands flat. Legs draw in at a 90-degree angle. Toes spark up. Chest broadens. Yes. And I'm not interested in your legs being super straight here. So create a 90-degree angle. Press your hands firm into the mat. Draw your belly in. Hold. Good. Very slow. The hands are going to come to a prayer over to the right. So you're kind of making a crisscross. Come to center. Reach for your toes. Hands are in prayer. Triceps hug in. Come to the left. Little movements. Come back through center. One more cycle. Over to the right. Nice and slow like you're reaching. Come to center. Nice and slow. Come to the left. Nice and slow. Come to center. Separate your hands. Reach forward for a supported boat pose. Hold. Cross the ankles. Plant the palms. Step to a downward facing dog this morning. Pedal out your feet. Take up a lot of space on your mat. Good karma's coming off. Yeah, we're getting warm. Perfect. Let the head be free. Breathe your hips up off your shoulders. So Amanda, move your shoulders away from the center line of your body. So what I mean by that is take a little micro bend in your elbows and let your shoulder blades slide away from you so you can create some more space for yourself and your joints of your shoulders can open a little. Good. Plug the hands down into the mat, spread your toes wide, and remind yourself you can bend behind your knees as much as you need. Draw your waist up, let your head be free, and pick a drishti, something to focus on. Make your breath as powerful as you need. Roll forward to a plank. For the first one, generally you have to walk it out. Yeah, so you find your body a little tighter, a little shorter, make the space that you need. So your shoulders are over elbows, elbows over wrist, the belly draws in. Your gaze moves to the front skiddy edge of your mat. Your weight moves forward. Draw the belly in, draw the hip points up enough that you're not saggy. Press into the floor. Broaden across the upper shoulders and hold. Contract the thighs. If this is too much for you this morning, you drop your knees to the floor and you support. Stay with the breath. Visualize your breath moving up and down your body, giving you the energy that you need to hold this pose. Stay with it. Drop your knees if you need support. Slow chaturanga, bend your elbows very slowly, halfway at most. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward plank again. So now it's a little bit more natural feeling. It should feel a little bit better. And if it doesn't, just psych yourself up. Bend your elbows in half, slow chaturanga. This time lead with your heart and your chest for an up dog. Point your toes. And if it doesn't feel good, you skip this. Nice, Margaret. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let your head go. Look to the top of the mat. Just take a giant step with your right foot all the way forward and through. And if it's not so graceful, use your hands. Come to your fingertips. Spring your left foot forward to meet your right. Feet can have a little separation or they can be together. Come to the fingertips, long spine or hands on your shins. Let the shoulders slide down your back. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart. Let your arms go, stand tall, energetically reach your arms up. Look up a little with your eyes. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, move with ease. Plant your palms, right foot, same foot slides back. Left foot joins, plank. Little movements to get you where you need to go. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga or skip. Pull yourself through a clean upward facing. That's as if we want like a dirty upward facing. Hands up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Look where you want to go. Step your left foot. Just step your left foot forward. Come to your fingertips. Spring your right foot to meet. Long spine on the inhale. Keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Get grounded. Hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Slide the arms back up. Look up a little without dropping your neck back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. So you look forward a little. Plant your palms. Left foot takes a giant step back. Firm up your triceps. Let the right foot join in a plank. Bend your elbows in half chaturanga or support with the knees down. Drag your chest to an up dog. Point your toes. Press through the tops of the feet. From your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Continue to alternate stepping or look where you want to go. You can step, you can float your feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms, putting it together. Arms stretch up. Dive over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. 2 big steps or a light float. If you're going to float back, you must land with bent elbows. Chaturanga. Pull yourself to an up dog. Press the hips up and back, downward facing. Plug through the hands, breathe the hips up off the shoulders, and allow yourself to just arrive. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Keep that weight forward, everyone. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Let your arms go. One more. Slide the arms up. Go big. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step, step, or float through your vinyasa, whatever that looks like or feels like for today. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath out, in, take a deep breath out. Roll forward to a plank position, please. Yeah, so hold plank for a second. Lift your right foot, point your right toes. So point it. Let the foot just hover a little. Take your right knee towards your right tricep or just in that general direction. Keep looking forward a little. Slide the right leg back to a 3-legged plank, point your right toes more. Hug your right knee straight in. Scoop out your belly, round your spine. Press the floor away. Now look forward, step your right foot forward and through, come into a low lunge. Walk your right foot a little bit to the right, come up onto tented fingertips. Activate your back leg. Listen, if this is too much for you this morning, opt to take the knee down. Fine, totally fine. So lead with your chest and your heart. Feel your right hip hug in and your back leg stay strong. I don't know what everyone's space is in their house, but if you can, I want arms out. If you can't get the arms out, you can cactus the arms today, but some variation of this. Yeah. So now you're hovering over your front right thigh. Your arms are out nice and wide. Your drishti, your gaze is forward. The sides of your body are long. Your right heel mounts firmly into the mat and your back leg is super engaged and you're holding. Now, as we start to lift our waist up, we're gonna kind of scoop our arms, continue that motion of out, and then sweep them up. So the palms face one another as if you're holding something in between your hands. Your hip points stay forward. The sides of your body elevate you up. Breathe. Drag your hands to a prayer at heart. Lean out and forward, out in front of you about 2 inches. Begin to air twist just your torso and your drishti, your gaze to the right. Just a little bit. Keep focusing on your outer right hip. Hug it in. Now look down. Left hand to the floor or opt for a block. Right arm up. Easy twist. Let the shoulders move up and down. Activate your back leg more. And twist from above your belly button. Now, no matter where your side plank goes, let's move together. The left palm goes flat to the ground, firm up the outer tricep, roll to the outer blade of your left foot. You can opt for a supported version of this or stack the 2 feet on top of one another for Vashisthasana side plank. Staggering the feet is a great option. Also, maybe going bottom knee down. Stack the right arm up, then look up with your eyes. Lift and breathe your hips away from the floor. Stay with the feeling and the breath. Try not to run away from it. Look down with your eyes. Right hand to the floor, plank. Pause and plank. Bend your elbows in half or just a little bit, chaturanga. Don't go too deep. Draw your navel in, straighten your arms, plank. Same leg, right knee back in towards the chest. Same leg. Right foot forward and through. Come to your fingertips. Yep, you're still on the right leg. Turn the back foot on a strong angle. You may need to scoot the foot in about 1 inch or 2. Be on your fingertips. Your back foot set up like warrior 1. Your right hip is hugging in. Your arms come out again. Cactus if you don't have the space. Hover. So I love doing it this way because you can focus on the strength of your back left leg. Steer your right hip back and the left side of your body moves forward. Same thing, scoop the energy out and up as you come up warrior 1. And as you come up, you may find you have a little bit more room to kind of wiggle that right foot forward. Look up with your eyes. Yeah, feel the blade of your left foot secure into the mat. Sit deeper into your front thigh. Make a 90-degree angle or close to it. Hands to frame your front foot. Plank position, move through a vinyasa or skip and meet in a downward facing dog. It's up to you. Roll forward plank. Get excited, you get to do it again. New journey on the left side. Lift the left foot, point the toes, let the foot hover the mat. Draw the left knee towards the left tricep in the general direction. It may not quite get there today. Slide the left foot back, point the toes, let the foot continuously hover the floor. Hug the left knee in, scoop out the belly, round in. Look forward, land your left foot forward and through, come to your fingertips. Pause for a second, work out the alignment and the stance, it's pretty long. Back leg set up like you're in a plank. Good, lead with your chest, steer your left hip back. You're gonna pop up onto the fingertips and then bring the arms out like wide wings today. So it's like warrior 2 arms, yeah. Draw the navel in, activate your back thigh bone, your quadricep, your glute, and then really trigger your left heel down so you can sit into that front thigh. Keep the neck neutral, look forward a little. As you start to move up, you do it slow. Waist lift, arms scoop up towards the sky. Shoulders width distance apart if you can. It's like you're holding something in between your hands. And then look forward. Yeah, you got it. Stay with it. Hands to prayer at heart. Lean forward 2 inches. Air twist a little to the left. Just a little movement, everyone. Grip your left hip, activate your back leg, then start to look down. Right hand tense, left arm finds its way into an easy twist. Slide a block underneath your right hand if you feel like your shoulder is getting kind of in the way. Sit a little deeper into your front thigh. Twist from above your belly button. Reconnect with your breath if you start to find yourself in a sticky wicky. Yeah. So the transition to side plank is slow no matter if you're taking it amended or full version. Right palm goes flat, firm up the arm, roll to the outer blade. You can slide this foot, the left leg back into a supported version or stagger the feet. Stack the top foot on top of the bottom for the full variation. Left arm extends up. Lift from your bottom hip, look up with your eyes. Look down, plank position, pause in plank if you don't want this extra push-up. If you want to join me, bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Don't go too deep into the pose. Re-straighten your arms, plank. Hug the left knee, same leg, everybody, back in towards the chest. Step your left foot forward and through, come to your fingertips. You can arrange your feet. Step your back foot in enough and turn it on a strong angle for warrior one position. Be on your fingertips. Focus on the strength of your back right leg, steering your left hip back and hugging it under you. Bring your arms out like a set of wings and hover. So lifting your arms like this just gives you enough space that you could really work out the alignment. Yeah. The right waist is moving forward. The arms are broad. The chest is nice and open so you can breathe. And the feet are anchored. Press down more with more energy. Root to rise, warrior one. Then when you come up, you may find you've got a little bit more space to kind of slide your left foot forward and sit into it a little bit more. Turn your right ribs forward. Yeah. Reach up. Look up with your eyes. Hands to the floor. Vinyasa or not, you choose. It's good to have choices. Up dog. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out through your mouth. Plug down. Look where you want to go. You can step, you can float, you can crawl this morning. Top of mat. Long spine. Weight stays forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into a chair with excitement and joy. Chair pose. Yeah, remind yourself that you want your thighs moving back, your weight moving back, your seat moving back, and your arms reaching up. Press up to stand, draw your hands to prayer, drop your arms. We're gonna take 3 sun Bs together. Here we go. Stretch the arms up. Lower your seat into a chair. Remind yourself when you fold, go ahead, forward fold over bent legs, and then you straighten your legs. Come to the fingertips, long spine. 2 big steps to get you back, or you can float. Chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing. Nice, Jules. Right foot forward, back foot on an angle, warrior one. If you're nursing an injury and you prefer crescent lunge, it's all yours. Hands come down, plank, vinyasa, or skip. When you get to your downward facing dog, you slide your left foot forward. Here we go. Root to rise. Warrior one is what I'm taking. Hands come down. Plank position. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Fire up your thighs. Point your toes. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Solid deep breath out. Plug down into your hands. Look where you want to land. You can step, you can float. Get yourself to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into a strong chair. Stick your butt back. Benefits of being home. Just stick it all out. Yeah, sit a little deeper. Shoot up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms reach up. Sit again into a chair. Exhale, fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step or float. Vinyasa. However you want to move here. Up dog should feel good though. Hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot forward. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. There's always time for you to find your own pace here. Warrior one, don't feel rushed. Hands come down to a vinyasa or not. You can just go back to a down dog too. When you get back to down dog, step your left foot forward. Keep moving. Bring it back down to the floor. Clear it out. Upward facing dog. Nice, Kristen. Hips up and back, downward facing. This is kind of where we all meet up, so you pause. Plug down with your hands. Look where you want to go and bring it to the top. Long spine right here. Exhale, fold, sit again into a chair. I know these are so exciting. It's all about your mindset, so just kind of talk it up. Chair is awesome. Sit a little deeper into it, strengthening your legs, toning your core, press up to stand, drag your hands to prayer. Good news is, this is the last one. Slide the arms up, sit again into a chair. Maybe go a little deeper. Exhale, fold. Long spine to set it up. Step or float, Vinyasa. Pull yourself through a clean up dog. I like that. Upward facing is nice and clean. Hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot on a strong angle. Warrior one. Bring it back down when you're ready. If it's too fast, you slow it down. You can also just step back to a down dog. And then once you do that, left foot forward, back foot on a strong angle. Warrior one. Hands come down to the floor, plank position, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Good, look forward in between your hands. So simple, just step your right foot in between your hands. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. Cartwheel open to warrior two. Warrior two. Right foot is forward, always. Back foot on a strong angle, and your heel to heel, or heel, I like heel to arch. Open up your arms nice and wide. And let's change our dristi today. That's where we look. And if this doesn't work for you, just bag it, but just suggestion. Look towards your left arm, your left hand. Yeah. Focus that way. Yeah. And maybe just breathe a little bit more intently through both your arms. Lengthen the tailbone. Turn up the inner part of your right thigh. And if that dristi starts to kind of annoy you, you bring it back to the center, maybe you close your eyes. Breathe those hips up. Soften the shoulders a little down. Anchor your feet as you lengthen your tailbone more into this pose. Last little bit of holding warrior two. If you notice you start to fight the sensation, let your body, your mind soften a little. Keep the shape strong in the lower half of the body. Reach out with your right hand and slide your hand to the outside of your foot with the left arm up. I like a block. Place in any direction, outside of your right foot, left arm up. Arm can also just pop up onto your thigh for supported variation, which is just as good. Left arm straight up to start, or left arm over your ear for side body opening. Soften your right shoulder, grip your right hip and glute. This is the hardest part. Tuck it underneath you, and then turn your bottom ribs. So there should be some space from the side of your right ribs towards your thigh. So if you're dumping down, you've gone too deep. And then settle in here. Keep externally rotating your thigh. Pressing the outer part of your right leg firmly against the inside of your right arm. Stay with it. Use the strength of your left leg. Hold on. Stay with your breath. Last little bit. Left arm slides up. Anchor your feet, anchor your legs. Pull up warrior two. Take the bounce out. Warrior two. Look forward with your eyes now. Circle the hands to frame your front foot. Vinyasa, chaturanga, upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good, so from your downward facing dog, all I need you to do is step your left foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot on a strong angle and cartwheel open warrior two. Yeah. And now you get the opportunity to explore this side of the body and maybe experimenting with your drishti and looking towards your right arm. So it's funny how our bodies and our minds go to the same drishtis, the same places. Pay attention to the little things here as you hold. Maybe the drishti is bugging you and you need to bring it back to center. Maybe you opt to close your eyes and just kind of be here with it. Strong body, strong mind, strong breath. Stay with it. Last little. Feel the strength that you've created in the lower half of the body. Keep that. Reach out with your left hand, slide it to the outside of your foot, extended side angle A. Yeah, right arm can reach straight up or you can slide it up and forward. It's up to you. There should be some space, a clearing space between your left side ribs and your left thigh. Grip your outer left hip underneath you nicely. Turn those bottom ribs up and then see if you can look up. Strength of your right leg and your right arm is really creating that nice expression of the side body. Stay with it. Soften your left shoulder, keep your neck nice and neutral. The crown of the head should be landing directly over the front toes. Right arm up, pause. Use the strength of your top arm. Pull yourself up, warrior two. Take the bounce out. Bring your hands to your hips. Straighten out your left leg. Somehow my block moved with me. Just make sure it's at the top of your mat, or the back of your mat. So you're gonna pivot your right foot out now and turn your left foot in. Should be facing the back of your mat. Yeah. Open up your arms nice and wide. Yep. Take your right hand to your right shin and your left arm up. So you're facing the back of your mat now. Yeah, I'm facing the other way because I want to see you all your beautiful faces and poses. Let the side of your body really lengthen. And if this feels like, okay, I feel good here, maybe I want to take a half bind, the left arm can wrap around. You can reach for the inner part of your right thigh. It's up to you, just offering something else. And then look over the shoulder. Look down with your eyes. You're going to reach for that block. Hopefully it's there for you. Place it out in front of you. You can keep the half bind for the start of it. You're going to pop up into a half moon. Yeah, the block should be directly underneath the right shoulder. So that's maybe a little bit off the right baby toe. Yeah, maybe you keep that half bind right here. Turn the bottom ribs, lift from your inner thigh. Standing right foot should be solid and forward. Grip your outer right hip underneath you. If you fall, just join us again. If you have the half bind, just release your arms straight up towards the sky. If you feel the need to add a Chopasana, this is your spot right here to do it for the last little bit. If not, just stay. A lot of space from the side of the body, maybe getting lighter on your bottom right hand. The transition will be smooth and steady. So if you took Chopasana, meet us first in a half moon. Look down, focus on your standing right foot, keeping it forward. Gentle step back, triangle pose. I grab the front of my shin. I find it a little easier to catch. Yeah. And then elongate the side of your body and look up. Feel your feet, feel your inner thighs. Use the strength of your left arm. Pull yourself up to stand, hands to your hips. Turn your right foot in, turn your left foot out. You're now facing the front of your mat. So get your stance nice and set up for you. Open up your arms nice and wide. Your back foot's at a nice angle. Side of your body is long, so you're straight up and down. Take your left hand resting on the front of your shin and your right arm up. Start with the basic pose first. Let your shoulders just move apart and create that space. If you need a block, place it to the outside of your calf. Maybe add in that half bind now. If that felt good on the other side, add it here. Turn your ribs. You got it, Jules. Turn your bottom ribs. Look off your right shoulder. Nice, Dara. So it's not a back bend. It's actually more of a twist for your torso. Little softness behind your left knee. Don't anticipate the next thing. Just be in the moment. Keep the half bind if you're comfortable with that. Reach forward. Move slowly into your half moon without too much bounce. So you're just moving with control. Find the direction of the block that you need. It could be low, it can be medium, it can be high. Lift the inner thigh. Turn the bottom ribs and then look up if you can. Spark up your right toes. If you fall, you just join again. If you have the half bind, just unravel into a regular half moon. Let the blood run to your fingertips. Keep lifting from the inner thigh. Keep taking those bottom ribs and turning them up. You need the Chopasana. This is your spot here. You're gonna reach behind you and grab your ankle. The kick goes behind you, not up towards the sky, yeah. If you're just hanging in a, not really hanging, if you're working in a half moon, maybe lighten the load of your left hand. Come to 3 or 2 or 1 finger. If you found your way into Chopasana this morning, release into half moon and meet us there. So think of the transition as its own pose. The step back to triangle pose is really smooth and slow. Move your block with you if you need it. See if you can do it without too much hassle. Lift from your waist, look up with your eyes. Triangle pose is where we are. Last 3 breaths. Look down to the floor. Circle both hands down to frame your front foot. Yes. Come to your fingertips and just scoot your right foot forward to meet your left and meet me at the top of the mat. When you land there, come to your fingertips, long spine, look forward as much as you can. Exhale, fold over yourself. Sit pretty deeply into a chair pose right here. Reach your arms up. Let your butt move back, your waist stay long. Dig your heels into the floor. Drag your hands to a prayer. Inhale that breath. Hook the elbow and turn to the right. If something's going on in your lower back, remind yourself, separate your feet. Give yourself a break. Maybe slide a block in between your thighs. Move the energy back into your heels. Let your shins move back. Watch the left knee that it doesn't wrap forward. Open up your arms. It may feel really good to open your arms today. Yeah. Keep sitting though. Maybe look up with your eyes. Wherever you are, focus on the strength of your legs. Look forward, pull around to chair. Drop down really deep in chair. Look forward and soften your shoulders. Feel the weight in your heels. Squeeze the inner thighs. Press up to stand, drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms, just stand still for a second, let it go. Slide the arms back up. Sit one more time into the strong chair. Get grounded. Drag the hands to a prayer, hook the elbow, turn the other way. So you're going to the left unless you got confused. Watch the right knee that it doesn't kind of slide past the left. Soften the shoulders, maybe open your arms. Crown of the head is moving forward, tailbone's moving back, yeah. More breath. Keep the shape of your legs. Here we go. Pull it around to a chair. Sit down as deep as you can here in chair. Press up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Good. Slide your hands to your hips. Keep your right foot where it is. Step your left foot back about 3 feet. Walk your right foot over to the right. So you have about hips width distance. Good. Open up your arms wide like we did early in the practice and just pause. If that's unavailable, just cactus the arms. Feel the side of your body lifted. Feel your feet really lifted. Start to turn from above your belly button to the right. This is as far as you're going to go. So your arms are kind of splitting the mat in half. My eyes are looking towards the fireplace to keep my neck neutral. Grip your feet. Feel your hips move back so the hips don't move at all. Reach with your left hand. Slide a block for twisting triangle to the instep of your foot. Right arm should naturally be able to lift up or hand to the flat part of your back. Steer the hips back. Use the strength of your back leg and your inner thighs. These poses look fabulous, really nice. Steer your right hip back. Yeah. Stack the two shoulders, look up with your eyes. More breath is going to get you where you need to go, wherever that is. One more big breath in. Exhale, fold over your right leg and just let it go. Just fold your torso over the front of your right thigh and let it go. Move that weight into that front right hip and lift the hip up as your head drops to the ground. Slide your hands to your hips. Yes. Pull yourself up. Keep the legs the way that they are and pause. This is kind of how we started. The legs are still the same direction. The right foot forward, the left foot back. Bring your arms forward like you're handing a tray to someone. Wrap your left arm underneath your right, and then wrap your left thigh around for eagle. Squeeze the arms and squeeze the legs nice and tight and sit like you did in that chair pose. Steer the left hip back and the right hip forward. Drop down into the standing right heel. Let your shin move back. Your elbows naturally want to feel like they want to pull down, but give yourself the opportunity to open up the upper shoulders. Lift your elbows up. So stay with this here. Squeeze everything really, really tight. Release, sweep the arms out and up. Bring the hands to prayer. Meet me at the top of the mat. Stand up tall. Bring your hands to your hips. Keep the left foot where it is. The right foot steps back about 3 feet. And then scoop the left foot over to the left so you're about hips width distance. Make sure the hips are forward and both legs are straight. Open up your arms. Yeah, and just stand up really tall and breathe into the chest. Start to pivot your torso towards the left. So you should be straight up and down with your spine. It's like you're taking the mat and you're cutting it in half. This is a really good tool to know because if your lower back ever goes out on you, you don't want to go any further. This is a good place. Soften behind your left knee, everybody. Reach out with your right hand. If you don't have a block, your hand rests on your shin or go for the instep of the foot. The left arm slides up. Hand can also be on the flat part of your back, kind of direct you. So just keep in mind your back leg is really grounded and straight. Your front leg can have a little bend behind it. This is one of those poses that when you do all the work to get to it, it should feel really grounding and really opening. It should not feel like a struggle. If it is, back out and do less. Stay with it here. Steer the left hip back, the right thigh forward. Look up with your eyes for the last little bit of the pose. Look down, take both hands to the floor and just fold. Draw your belly over the front of your thigh, let your head go. And then slide your hands to your hips and at the same time pull yourself up. Keep the legs the same way. Bring your arms straight forward this time. Wrap your right arm underneath your left, bend into the standing left leg enough that your right leg can thread around. Eagle. Squeeze the arms, squeeze the legs, sit deep. Move the weight into your left heel so the shin slides back. Lift the elbows up. That's going to give you the shoulder opening. We all need that. And then look down the center line of your body. Sit a little deeper. Release, sweep the arms out and up, look up with your eyes. This time fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You can step, you can float, move yourself through a vinyasa, however that looks for you. Upward facing should feel good though. Press to the tops of the feet. Nice work, everyone. Downward facing dog. Slide your right foot forward, crescent lunge. We were here before. It's gonna feel like a dream. Yes, same thing, drop your arms open. Yeah, we have to be consistent. Turn your torso enough to the right. I find when I do this with crescent lunge, my right arm doesn't go as far back. So just slide your hand to the flat part of your back. So your left arm is moving forward, my right hand's on the flat part of the back unless you have the shoulder opening. Sit deep into the front thigh and just look to the right, don't look back. Hook the left elbow to the outside of your right thigh and then meet your right hand in prayer. Or today, if you want to take that right arm and just kind of reach it back, like you're going to reach for the back leg, you can take crescent lunge like this today. You can also drop your back knee. Use the outside of your left arm to kind of press the outside of your right thigh in so you can stay in alignment. Good, stay with this. 4 more breaths. Look down, place both hands to frame your front foot. Stay with me, guys, a little bit more work. Plant your palms, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Make your right leg like a half pigeon, but don't let the leg rest on the ground. So it's like a floating half pigeon. Ground your outer arms, hug the right leg. So you have got like a half pigeon shape with your right leg. Yes. Press the right leg up and back to a 3-legged down dog, and I'm gonna let you open your hip if this feels good for you. Keep both shoulders squared though, and open your right thigh. If it doesn't feel good, keep your hips squared and just lift like I'm showing here so the thigh is facing towards the ground. The head is neutral. Feel the length of the left side of the body and draw back with your left thigh, everybody. If your hip is open, square it off and meet us here. Look forward, land your right knee forward. Let's take half pigeon, thank gosh. Fold forward. I see a few smiles. Don't take ourselves so seriously. Enjoy the movements, the big movements, the little movements on our mat. Melt down into the pose. Just checking in, make sure your left thigh is down and the top of your left foot is down on the mat. Okay, the transition from this pose to down dog is gonna be like its own posture. So let's take it slowly. Plant the palms, curl the left toes. Activate the back leg, press the triceps down. Hug the right knee in into that floating half pigeon again. Stretch the right leg up and back, three-legged down dog, stretch the leg back, straighten it. The hips are squared. Lower the right foot down, downward facing dog, pause. If that didn't work out for you, you're not getting graded. Slide your left foot forward, crescent lunge, bring it up. Just come up regular to start. You can drop your knee if you're applesauce, you're toast. Open up your arms nice and wide. Grip your outer hips in. Begin to move your torso to the left. You may find success with the left side better than the right. Your hand can also just come to the flat part of your back. My right arm is moving forward, my left arm is moving back. Keep yourself straight up and down, then hook the elbow and reach forward for a half crescent twist or a full crescent twist. I'm gonna take it with my left arm reaching back today, just to really open up the chest. So if you've been running, cycling a lot, playing tennis, this is a really great way to just kind of open up the front line a little bit more. Drop the back knee if you're suffering. Some of us like to suffer, so we do everything to the extreme. Hook the elbow to the outside of the thigh and hold. Notice if you begin to look back, because that's going to round the spine. Just look sideways. Scissor the inner and outer thighs, activate the back leg. 3 more breaths, you're doing great. Good. Look down, place both hands to the floor, pause. Firm up the back leg, press into the sides of your arms. Make your left leg like a floating half pigeon, like this. Yeah, so it's floating from the ground. Good. Slide it up and back, 3-legged down dog. The thigh can stay parallel to the ground. You can do it this way, or you can open up your hip if you feel like your lower back can handle that. Feel the right side of the body really stay grounded and your outer arms hug in. So not all the weight is going to your right side. Good. Wherever you are, square your hips. Come back forward, hug the knee back in, and then land it forward into a half pigeon. Melt yourself down into it. Just checking in, make sure your right thigh and the top of your right foot is not rolling off the ground, it's staying down. Let's make the transition out like its own posture last time today. Plant the hands, curl the toes, hug the left knee in like a floating half pigeon. And then as you press the left leg up and back, just straighten the leg into a 3-legged down dog. Keep the hips square. Lower the left foot down. Last time today, roll forward plank. Bend your elbows in half chaturanga. Pull yourself through one last upward facing dog. Press your hips up and back, downward facing. Look in between your hands, hop your feet all the way through. Lay down. Finishing off today's class with 2 or 3 back bends to send us on our way. So bend your knees so the feet come flat to the ground. Fingertips line up with the backs of the heels. Tailbone lifts. Slide your arms underneath your lower back, clasping them, or opt for a block. Any direction that you want today. Slide underneath the flat part of your spine. Good. Make sure that your feet are facing forward. Your inner thighs are turning down and under. Yeah. Reg, you might be able to go higher with the block. I can't see. Yeah, and then you're gonna really get the back bend. Amanda, bring your feet a little closer together. Yeah, there should be about hips width distance, just to give you an idea. And your hips are not the width of the mat. Exhale the breath, come down. If you're on a block, just stay. Let's go again. This time, if you want, flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest. Take a giant breath in. Exhale the breath, let's go up. This will be our last one. Let's hold it for a good amount of breaths, yeah. If you're on a block, you just wanna lift your legs today. That may be a really nice expression. Clasp your hands around the base of that block, and that's gonna give you the shoulder opener. Good, if you're up in a full wheel, lengthen from the tailbone to the backs and the knees. Marlene, it looks great. Let your legs move a little bit forward, a little bit more forward towards that red vase. You're right there. Perfect. If you went up into a full wheel, tuck your chin. Exhale your breath, come down. If your legs are up and you're on a block, lower your legs slow. Remove the block with control. And everybody give their knees a big squeeze in towards the chest. So kind of how we started the practice. We're going to do the whole thing all over again now. Just kidding. Let's take a happy baby. Grab the outer edges of our feet. Pull the knees down around the rib cage for happy baby pose. Yeah. When you're in happy baby, it's not just, you know, like a quick thing. You want to lengthen your tailbone and draw the back of the shoulder blades down into the mat. So when I'm here in happy baby, I really feel my hips opening, but more importantly, I feel my lower back staying grounded. And then here you'll hug your knees in, and then keeping the two knees together today, lift your hips a little to the left and drop your knees to the right for just a very basic supine twist. Take your left arm, and if you have the space, spread it out to the side. Use your right hand to draw the left thigh closer to the ground. So your throat, your chest, everything is nice and open. Come up through center. Swing your hips a little to the right. Keep the two knees lined up in line with your hips. Your left hand comes to the flat part of your right thigh, and you can open up your right arm and look a little right. Come up to center. Set yourself up here for Shavasana. I am aware it is the hardest pose to accomplish at home, but give yourself the next minute to just rest. Let go of your Ujjayi breath. Let your palms face open, let your feet flop open, make yourself comfortable, and just let go. Take a big breath in through your nose. At the top of that breath, see if you can hold your breath for a sec. And then exhale really loud out through your mouth. Press all that stale energy out. Bring your arms up over the top of the head. Allow yourself a really big, long stretch from your fingertips to your toes. And then slowly hugging your knees to your chest. And bringing yourself up to a seated position, whatever way suits you this morning, sitting up nice and tall. I like having my hands on the tops of my knees and really straightening out the spine, keeping the eyes closed for a moment, and just really feeling the power of this practice. Let the hands draw out to a prayer at heart. Have some closure for yourself. More importantly, have some gratitude. Bow our heads together. And then lifting our heads, opening our eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much. You guys rocked it today. Have an awesome afternoon and see you next time.